Thursday edition of the SportsCage on the eve of the battle for first place. Stamps and Riders. Here we go. 3 hours for you today. My main man Sharky is going to be riding with me. Colson has things in the pocket for you. We got updates. We got rider news for you. Rider backfield. What's going to go on there tomorrow? Coach Mace, we're going to hear from him momentarily. We're going to hear from Trevor Harris. We're going to hear from Marcus Sales in hour 2. We're also going to talk about the new Western Canada Professional Hockey Scouts Foundation. They're bringing in quite the event in September to Regina, celebrating Indigenous hockey legends. We'll talk to Detroit Red Wings scout Bryce Thoma about that here later in hour 1. Arash Madani comes at us a little bit later in hour 2. Going to give you an update from the World Fastball Championship going on in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. The NASCAR report, because Sharky's in town.
Yep.
And then in hour 3, I just texted him, and I was like, hey, you in town? He's like, yeah. So why don't you come on over? So Glen Suitor is going to mosey on over from the Knights Inn and join us here in studio. Or maybe the coachman. I don't know where he's staying this week. Sharky is in the house. It's for Flooring Superstore. Trent Dickin and his experienced team. I had a meeting with Trent yesterday.
Yeah?
He said, you know what people really take advantage of? Well, it's funny. He says, you know what people really take advantage of? People that get insurance claims. He's like, It's like, my contractor said I have to get flooring here. And it's like, no, you can go wherever you want. The contractor wants you to go to his buddy. Duh.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
Then he also said the cash and carry thing's a big thing there because they buy in big bulk.
Yep.
So their prices are awesome. If you can do it yourself, which I'm not that guy, cash and carry.
I'm not doing that again.
Flooring Superstore.
I refuse to do that.
We're on the eve of the big game tomorrow. It starts tonight at 10 o'clock. The Hunter brothers from Shaunavon, Saskatchewan, where I used to lay my head for a few months.
Is that what we're missing tonight? Is the Hunter brothers?
10 p.m. on the Beer Garden stage.
We should maybe change our plans.
You can come out. I might go out late. It might be a game time. Just Donnie Yen from Extreme Hockey. He's saying, well, we should maybe... I said, you ever seen them live? He's like, no. I'm like, they are really good live. 5 hockey players. All brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put on a great show. That's that starts tonight, and then tomorrow into Country Thunder. We'll talk more Country Thunder in a bit here because I'm really interested to get your take. I did this the other day with Greg from Piffles in here on now that it's kind of a one-night rock show. Mm-hmm. Like who do you bring in next year? I think Def Leppard's a fantastic get.
I do too. Yeah.
I actually talked to a person yesterday, and they were trying to convince me that they don't like one Def Leppard song, and I said, you mean to tell me
Hysteria
of all those songs?
Yeah.
They're like, what's that one? Let's Get Rocked.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's
Pour Some Sugar on Me.
They're all Rocket. Mm-hmm. I like some of the slow ones. More of a feels guy.
That was more in your romantic age. Is that what you're going with?
An old fashioned ass grabber at the sock hop. Back in high school, there were some bangers.
Yeah. Getting your knuckles wrapped by the nuns. Yeah.
Rider stamps tomorrow. Oh, also in hour 3, does the pre and post game show for Calgary Stampeders radio. Jock Wilson from Calgary will join us, and we'll also talk some Calgary Stampede, some rodeo. That's quite the event. So
it is the best rodeo in Canada. No offense to Agribition, but it is a great rodeo.
The other day, one of my friends said, "Wow, are you dumb?" And I'm like, What's DJ King? Hey, that former NHLer from Meadow Lake, the King brothers, who are going to be at the event in September. We're going to talk about in a bit. He said, "The Rangeland. What's he? I thought he's a chuck wagon guy." They're like, "That is chuck wagons." I'm like, oh, okay.
That's the whole sport, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm a little dense, so I've heard of Rangeland. Now it all makes sense to me. So I am totally cool letting everyone know when I'm an absolute buffoon.
So if you think of the Rangeland Derby is like the Kentucky Derby, right? It's racing.
Well, it's racing. It's nothing
it's
like
not a particular
thoroughbreds.
Group. Well, they are. Those horses are thoroughbreds.
But there's a cart on the back.
Well, just because they're pulling a buggy doesn't mean, or a wagon, doesn't mean they're not thoroughbreds.
Well, no, but it's not the same as the Kentucky Derby, where the guy's on top of a horse racing.
The word derby is the key. It's the Rangeland Derby.
Derby's a race.
That's
golf derby.
There we go. Now you get it.
The Rangeland.
This is educational for those of you following along at home.
The Rangeland. So we got Calgary coming in, and I've been talking about this all week. I don't know. Are they a fugazi? Are they for real?
The Riders or Calgary?
Calgary. I need to see this game tomorrow night because every second person I talk to thinks Calgary's the second coming. Like, they're so good. Oh, have you seen? They've turned it around. Oh my God, Dickinson. What? You're judging them on what? 3 games, 4 games,
3 wins and a loss. Yeah.
Yeah, and the loss was a gross football game, but they still lost at home to Ottawa, who has a tough time beating anybody.
Exactly. They're not for real yet to me, but this is really a big test for them, right? If they can come in here and knock off the undefeated Riders, then maybe we talk a little bit more about who they are in the zoo. But right now,
I'll admit.
What do we got? We got to win against the Stamp. Where are we going here? Where's their schedule? Why can I not find it?
I'm totally cool again, calling myself out. If Calgary comes in here and mops us, beats the brakes up, whatever you want to use, then I'll say, what was I wrong?
Here's the thing, too. Calgary could lose, and we could still say they're a better team than we expected, right? Because if it's a good showing, then you'd be like, yeah, the Riders just got them today, right?
Colson, that attitude is unacceptable.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
This is purely a football analysis attitude. As a Rough Rider fan, I want it to be a complete blowout.
Hey, they beat Hamilton and Toronto early in the season. So did everybody else, right?
Where?
One in Toronto, one in Calgary, right? Mm-hmm. They lost at home to the Red Blacks. They beat the Blue Bombers with 2 touchdowns on defense. To me, it's not that they're not for real. They're just not a 4-0 football team. And they got to beat one Friday night.
So it's really no surprise, but it's now official that Tavon Campbell not playing.
Out.
Thomas Bertrand-Houdon not playing.
Bigger surprise there is he's gone to the 6th game. That's the part that scares me.
Trayvon Tate not playing. So we insert at the running back position 1 Kadeem Carey. So now you got AJ and Kadeem.
Mm-hmm.
Back. I like that.
So do I.
I really like that. Now, with Ouellette and Carey both in the backfield, Coach Mace talks to Dave today, and Dave says, well, you can get too much of a good thing with only one football. And Coach Mace wanted to know where the heck Dave heard that from.
I don't know who said that. Well, then you know what? She's right. Your mom's always right. No, it's for us. It's you thought about it when he was available to come in and speaking to Kadeem, and whether they're both on the field at the same time, whether it's one on the field at a time and the other one rolls in. You're smiling like, my God, they can protect the quarterback, they can run the ball, they can catch it out of the backfield, and they've proven to do it in this league at a high level. So, sorry, Mom.
That's so polite.
He's being honest.
Yeah, Dave's mom doesn't. Dave's mom, she won't take offense to that.
No.
But I like that. And then the other thing, too, okay, we've talked about this. You're more of the hockey coach.
Mm-hmm.
Did coach a team to a championship this spring. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I love coaching football. And one thing about football, and I always loved it, coaching or playing, is you get the team to plan for your strength. You get the team to plan for that guy or that offense or whatever. And then you do the old switcheroo, baby. And you give them more of the thing that they didn't plan for. So now, Calgary probably planned all week, knowing that Thomas Bertrand-Houdon's going to be out, Sam Emilus probably going to be out.
Yep.
So then they're like, okay, we got to plan for both of these guys in the backfield. But do you plan maybe? This is just my video game brain thinking, or Did they plan for stopping the run? What if we throw a bunch of screens at them? What if we throw a bunch of little into the flat passes at them?
So I think when they're looking at the Riders, and this would be any pro team looking at any other team to prepare for the game, I think they're going to look at the formations and the players in those formations, not necessarily the numbers, but is the running back on a swing already out of the backfield, right? So they're going to be looking at the play, not so much the body, not so much the number. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sorry to be really take the wind out of your sails.
I'm not offended. No.
Okay.
That's why you're here. Mace talks about how this is the matchup between the highest scoring team in the league per game, the Riders, and the defense that has allowed the fewest points in the league, Calgary.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool. I think from a fan base standpoint, but I just feel for our offense, it's a test. You want to see where you stand, and certainly, Calgary's done a heck of a job defensively to this point in the season. Do we think that we are who we are, and do they think that they are who they are? That's why you play the game. So no doubt everybody's going to be keeping eyes on that. But truthfully, we don't sit here and just bang on the table. It's just let's execute the game plan, period, man.
Your comments are always welcome on the Prairie Land Rentals text line at 936-6262. You can also call in, and there's a toll-free number, 1-866-767-0620. Kay, I've been the one that's saying it all week. Just so we know where I stand on this, I still think Winnipeg's a better team than Calgary.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And Luke was like, nope, because Calgary just beat them. And I'm like, yeah, but again, are they for real? The Fugazi game. I don't know. I that's where it's so much of it. My eyeballs, the eyeball test tomorrow.
It's a big test.
It will show me, and although it's still somewhat early in the season, and a lot of injuries are still going to happen. Knock on wood, yada yada yada. I just don't know. And then leads me to taking a quick peek already at the Prairie Land Rentals text line, and Benny in Winnipeg, friend of the show. We're kind of talking the same thing here, Ben. He said, Barney, the Bombers were undefeated when Calgary beat them. Don't pretend that the Bombers brought their best. The boys were out chasing cowgirls the night before, went to the game and saw them out the night before. I have never seen so many women out of my league in one day as I did at Stampede. Go Riders, go. Benny from Winnipeg. Well, I don't know what they were chasing, if they were curfew breakers. Regardless, I don't know if Winnipeg brought their best. Benny always makes us chuckle.
Yeah, Benny, they're pros. They got to bring their best because you know what? They're 1-2 bad games away from working a Foot Locker.
Everybody's played guilty. Mm-hmm. Every league, you stay out a little too much. You're chasing whatever you're doing. Maybe you're at the casino.
Yeah,
you're on a heater, and you just can't stop, or you're out doing whatever else you do.
Adult things you're doing.
I need to see it tomorrow, and I need to see what Calgary can throw against this Rider defense. Now, I do not like the Tavon Campbell that he's out. No offense to Antoine Brooks Jr. I'm more comfortable with Campbell there. So,
especially on the strong side of the field.
And they play a soft zone. Is VA going to is he going to have the patience to pick that apart? Or is his trigger happy big play VA, as his mama calls him, is he going to want to go deep too much, and are the Riders going to take advantage of that?
One thing we saw at Brooks Jr. at training camp was he was the guy that came in probably more prepared, more ready, more excited about taking a job, right? So Brooks Jr.'s chance to be in the lineup and be a starter is he's going to be excited and ready to go. Fresh legs. He's going to be really fresh, right? So it's interesting to watch what Brooks Jr. is going to do, especially knowing this is his first time live Bullets action, and he was one of the highlights of training camp. They talked about him all the time. So I think it's an exciting chance for Brooks to get in the lineup.
Team discipline. will that be a factor tomorrow? Coach Mace addressed it today, how they get away from the penalties.
The football penalties, the technique stuff, holding and, those things, we want those to be cleaned up. We coach those all the time. But, truthfully, it's the pre-snap penalties and the post-whistle penalties and some decisions and choices that we're making. Those are the ones that get you to pull your hair out, So we've talked about it at length. I think the guys have a good understanding. But ultimately, whether the temperatures are flaring or whatever, how are we going to react? You can only see it in real time. And I'm hoping that we understood the message.
I don't know if I'm out on an island by myself here. I don't think so. Again, 936-6262. Got to get to more of these. I don't think the Riders are an undisciplined football team. I think they respect the coaching staff enough. The coaching staff has a good handle on them. How I see it, they are not that group of individuals, selfish players, where they're just going to take penalties, which we've seen in recent years, even in Saskatchewan.
Yep.
I think they got a handle on it. They're going to take penalties. This just in, there's going to be penalties in the game.
There's officials. They got to do something.
I'm okay with that. And I'm not worried about it.
It's the way he talked about it and he explained it. If it's a piece within the play, whether your particular technique or your structure or whatever is broken down, it's those ones outside the whistle, before and after the whistle.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the ones those are decisions. Those are bad choices. Those are the ones that will cost you some money in the locker room and maybe even some time on the roster.
But it's an emotional game, emotional players, lots of machismo.
Lots of physical play
going around there. Yep. So you're going to have, after the whistles, the extra shot. It's like anything. We see it in hockey, you see it in basketball. You're going to see it in football. As far as the defense goes, and going back to the defense, I'm curious to see, what the game plan is against the Rider defense. Now, Rider defense has been good, but Coach Mace talks about how the defense takes the next step forward.
Yeah, I think we've been seeing a little bit here the last game. It's just capitalizing on the opportunities that are given to us. I think we weren't doing that early in the season. Being able to create opportunities for ourselves, which we talked about, the previous game, and attacking the football and things like that. We live and die off of the possession of the football. Is kind of our mantra throughout the team, and specifically defensively. We just know our capabilities with a lot of the guys who are returning from last year. And I thought early this year there was a handful of plays where it was there for us to make it, and we just didn't capitalize on the opportunity. So I think that's the key thing for us. And then just shoring up again for us last week. We need to shore up the run game. We know we can do that. So it's just really just capitalizing on our opportunities.
Gary on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. Don't know where doesn't say where he's from.
Is that Winnipeg, Gary?
No. Gary, I think he's from Regina, actually. He says, I might be wrong, but didn't Brooks Jr. get an interception against the BC game? I don't know if he's being facetious there, but yes, he did.
My point was he wasn't starting that game. He's starting this game, right? Yeah. So he's got experience. He's ready to go. I'm comfortable with that. I'm very comfortable.
And
I'm missing Tevon. Don't get me I'll take Tevon all day long, but yeah, Brooks Jr. is going to be all right.
They and Luke, beginning of the week too, was confident in Antoine Brooks Jr. He's like, nah, chink, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, hey, smarter. They're smarter than me. They've been there, all that. Just as the fan,
who doesn't show up to practice every day? Isn't in the meeting rooms.
I like Tavon Campbell there, but we're gonna see. Thanks for the text messages so far. All of our guests today are going to join us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. The perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings, plus all the Greek favorites you like. Our sports tickers are going to come at you for Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals, for Extreme Hockey and Sport in Regina, and for Regina Steelcraft Doors. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we might talk a little Country Thunder.
We might.
You and I.
We've been there.
It's a SportsCage. We're streaming at sportscage.com, and we're on 620 CKRM. 936-6262 if you want to join in on the conversation here. The SportsCage Sharkies with me for Flooring Superstores, and the show is brought to you by Access Communications on this Thursday. Hey, don't forget, tomorrow's a Rider game day. Mm-hmm. So you know what that means. At all participating KFCs around Saskatchewan, the End Zone Big Crunch is just $4.95, and your Big Crunch combo, $7.95. If you're like me, you're craving KFC right now.
Right now.
That's one of the greatest smells known to man.
It's one of the most distinct. There's no doubt about it.
KFC air freshener in my car. I've always said that'd be real interesting. But $4.95 Big Crunch and $7.95 Big Crunch combo. All participating KFCs in Saskatchewan tomorrow. Okay, Country Thunder tonight. Hunter Brothers from Shaunavon, Saskatchewan.
Yep.
I've seen them they put on an unreal show. They're so genuine. They're just good farm boys, and they farm. Like, they got huge farm. They play tonight. Then tomorrow, Jason Aldean. I'm an Aldean fan.
I thought tomorrow was Bailey Zimmerman.
You're wrong. Tomorrow is Jason Aldean. I'm a big Aldean fan. The last time I saw him at Craven, don't remember. I might as well have been on the moon. So tomorrow I'm going to keep everything on the rails. I want to watch him. And then right before him, because Nate Smith canceled. His voice is a mess. So right before him, and this isn't me being a creep by any means, I've always really liked Sarah Evans.
Yeah.
Her music is good. She is a fantastic looking woman.
Yeah.
And now she's playing at 7. So I'm excited for that. What are you looking up?
I still didn't believe you. I had to go look it up.
Sunday's Def Leppard. Now, you strike me as a Def Leppard guy. You would have warmed up.
It was in my era.
You would have warmed up, hair flowing, playing for the
good salad back in the day, man.
Playing for the Cougars.
Yeah.
Where'd you play senior again?
QPAR.
QPAR, just some rocket.
The
Def
salad
Leppard
was
rocket.
still good back then. Yeah,
going
at the back. Yeah.
You strike me as a Def Leppard guy. Now you're bringing in an iconic band. Could be the last time people get a chance to see them, and it's a day pass is $99. We had Pollock in here on Tuesday. He's like, "What can you go see for $99 these days?"
Not much.
No, you're going to see garage bands for $89 at small venues.
It's a great move by Country Thunder to expand the customer base and expand the music choices and give everybody other look. Nickelback last year absolutely stole the weekend.
Off the charts.
Like ridiculously good. But I enjoy their music and enjoy their sound wherever they're playing. Would love to be a Def Leppard, but I've got a big Monday, so can't really burn through Sunday night like I know it's going to. Everybody goes, be responsible.
For sure.
Have you looked me up in the dictionary? Responsible is not in the same letter.
And it's got a picture of him with that flow.
Yeah.
In the QPAR days in the dictionary. But then we brought this up on Tuesday, and then people were mentioning to me yesterday when I was working the other gig, they were saying, some of those acts, who do they bring in next year for a rock act? And I really pushed the Matchbox 20 narrative on Tuesday. I love Matchbox 20. Love them. But then there were some really good text messages that came in on the Prairieland Rentals text line. Kid Rock. I think, and that's in budget. Then somebody on the text line said Our Lady Peace, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Chili Peppers might be out of budget.
Nope, I don't think so.
Really? Okay.
Foo Fighters might be.
But Foo Fighters would blow the doors off Craven.
Yeah, they got a massive fun. I'm in the middle when it comes to the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters are like baseball to me. I can watch it. Yeah, sure.
If I'm there.
Where are we going? Fenway? Sure. You got a couple pints? I'll go watch. Same with the Foo Fighters. But I know so many people that are huge Foo Fighters fans. Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose.
I've seen GNR a couple times. They're good.
Great show. November Rain, when he gets that piano going, when he tickles the ivory, as they say.
He is good. Slash.
Yeah, I don't even need Slash.
No.
I just need Axl.
Both would be great. I saw Guns N' Roses at Palm Springs at the big show, the Iron Fist show down there with Metallica and Judas Priest, and that's not normally my go-to jam, but it was an outstanding event. GNR would be great. I think Foo Fighters would be unreal, but I think they're a $2 million touch. Yeah.
Text message, here it comes. Red Hot Chili Peppers is starting at $2 million to $2.4 million, and that's probably US.
Yep.
That's not Canadian
USD.
or yen.
No, that's not yen.
Okay, so Foo Fighters off the tables. Thanks for the text in, Jay.
And Chili Peppers.
I think Chili Peppers might be. Bon Jovi's not touring. That'd be fantastic.
That'd be great.
Just going through the text here.
Yeah, Bon Jovi would be a good one. I'd love to see them.
What about night? Weezer's playing Rock and Country in Edmonton. Not a huge Weezer fan, but there is a lot. I don't think that would go over well.
Green Day?
Yes, that is one that somebody messaged to me yesterday, and it might be even on the text line here.
Yeah.
I think
Green Day could fill the place pretty easy.
I think Green Day would be fantastic. The other thing too is can you go? See, it's rock. You can't go pop. Could you go old pop?
What are you thinking?
Lionel Richie.
I don't think he tours.
Yeah, he does. He plays in Vegas all the time. I've seen him twice.
That's not touring. That's just going down the street and playing a show.
Lionel Richie plays to the female crowd. If you ever get a chance to see Lionel Richie or Richard Marx, and I don't care how old your significant other is,
they want to go.
Palm of hand by the end of the night. Those guys are good at what they do.
So for all the fellows out there, maybe put some dibs in. Lionel Richie. Yeah.
Saw Richard Marx at Casino Regina, and take my man card, whatever. I look at it. I love Richard Marx. He's got some great tunes, nice, slow, right in the feels.
Yeah, I don't know where else you would go with that, though.
I think you got to stay rock. Green Day's a good call.
Yeah.
Green Day's a good call. Maybe just anything. You can pull up the Big Shiny Tunes CD from the 90s.
I love the GNR idea. I really do.
What about Our Lady Peace? When text message here, Our Lady Peace.
Are they big enough? Can they do it?
Put on a good show, I heard. I've never seen them live.
I've never seen them live either.
We'll continue. Here we go. We got a lot of
we got some comments, some criticism, some feedback.
Adam Lambert and Queen and Coldplay.
Yeah,
maybe the Queen thing,
but Queen's not Queen anymore.
But it's Adam. He does a good job.
Okay, so
of course it's not. Everyone knows that Fred's passed on.
But they're probably still $2 million.
Well, let's do some research here. Coldplay. I heard Coldplay's unreal live.
Yeah, but it's not more than $2 million. Yeah.
Coldplay is like soccer. I'll go. I'll watch it, but
Yeah, I don't know that they'd even be on my top 10. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk some hockey here when we come back. Big event coming to Regina. It is a Sports Cage. Keep the text coming, 936-6262. We're streaming at sportscage.com and around 620 CKRM. Sharky's with me here. It's the Sports Cage for Access Communications on this Thursday. Trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline for the first time today. Western Pizza, perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings. Joining us, scout for the Detroit Red Wings. I'm still trying to get a tryout. Still fishing. Throwing it out there. Bryce Thoma joining us. Also, Memorial Cup winner with the Red Deer Rebels when it was hosted by Regina. Bryce, you got some fond memories of this city.
Yeah, I always loved the Agrodome, everything except the ice, maybe.
No, it comes and goes. But why we have you on here, Western Canada Professional Hockey Scouts Foundation set to celebrate Indigenous hockey here in Regina, September 30th, in conjunction with National Truth and Reconciliation Day. Just a great event. We talked with Ross Mahoney a while back about this and the plans to have this go on. Maybe just tell us a little more about it, how this is all coming together, and who should be kind of taking part in this.
Well, it started years ago, essentially a startup banquet to honor and put together a Hall of Fame of scouts. For those that don't know, you can't go to the NHL Hockey Hall of Fame as a scout. You have to graduate to management positions. So there's a lot of guys that put in a lot of years scouting that never really got recognized. So that's how this kind of started out. We've had events in Okotoks in the past. One was a roast of Ron McLean. Then we went this year, we're going to have in July 29th, we're having the Sutter brothers up there. And then that followed by the September 30th event in Regina with Jordan Tutu, Brian Trottier, Tiger Williams, DJ and Dwight King, Rich Pilon, Ron DeLorme, and John Nasty Morasti.
What an event.
Just out of curiosity, what is the total penalty minutes of this crowd? Like, are we over 10,000? Like, that's what I'm looking for. Is this over 10,000 PIMs?
Well, Tiger would have a lot. I know that.
Yeah.
And if you ever saw Ronnie DeLorme go toe-to-toe with Jamie McCowan, he had a couple.
Yeah, he wasn't scared. Yeah, he was in the mix all the time. So, yeah, there's some numbers there.
It'll be a safe venue.
Nobody's robbing. Like a golf course in Alberta. Don't get cheeky. Yeah, you might end up hurt.
Exactly. Good word, by the way. Good West Side word, cheeky. But Bryce, how do people, if they're thinking there's probably going to be tables for sale for this silent auction, kind of walk through some of that stuff?
Yeah, so we usually run it as like a hot stove. In the past, we've had Dennis Bayak run that, and be the MC. We got a website, hockeyscoutsfoundation.com. You can just click on the event. Opportunity to buy individual tickets or tables. September 30th at the Connexus Art Center, 6 to 10 p.m. And it's just kind of our initial push out there to get the ball rolling.
That's that hot stove. Like just the speaking and listening to some of those guys.
Yeah, it's just the intimacy. Yeah. Like it's like we're all having beers in the basement.
Yeah. Well, yeah. A real tough basement. Real tough basement. But what about silent auction? Like is that going to come together? I'm sure there's going to be, a number of jerseys and different things like that.
Yeah, and our plan would be like we'd probably do a package of all the speakers together. So that would be kind of either a silent auction or, an actual formal one. And then obviously that's something we do with different packages. Like there might be golf packages, and also, based on, maybe Ross Mahoney can get his hands on an Ovechkin jersey, those kind of things. We're hoping we can pull out of the woodwork to make the event a little more special that way.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
He
knows a guy.
Yeah. He's tight with a few guys. And then where all this money though that's raised here with the Western Canada Professional Hockey Scouts Foundation, it's always good put to good causes.
Yeah, it is. So we've got a rotating wall screen in Okotoks at the rink there that kind of gives us a brief synopsis on every scout, where they scouted. It goes to that. Also, every scout that's inducted into the Hall of Fame, they get a nice big belt buckle, kind of symbolize Western Canada. But then also, like, the goal of the foundation is to, assist and aid former scouts, whether they've fallen on hard times, if they addiction issue or what have you, just to help out. But also, wherever we go and do these things, we always leave money back in the community as a donation to something that, as a gesture of goodwill and thanks, and someone who needs that little boost.
Yeah, I know. Like they were talking kids sport and Ranch Airlo and inner city hockey, and there's so many things here in Regina. Now you had a scouting question.
I did have a scouting question. Yes. So before we get off this topic, recent announcement by McKenna to go to Penn State. So now instead of playing junior hockey, he's going to be playing against guys 20 to 24 years old night after night, not playing as many games. Do you think this will change where he appears to be in the draft standings?
Oh, that's a tough question. He's obviously a great player. He's succeeded at every level he's played. He's been a great player all the way up. It's tough to say based on the season he had, but obviously he'd been a high pick this year if he didn't have a late birthday. So, he's a good player. With the rules opening up, it definitely gives the players a little more choice and selection as to where they're going to go. Obviously, historically, 17-year-olds usually play in the Western Hockey League because they're not graduated high school. But once you've graduated high school, these players have another avenue to explore, and it'll probably take 2 or 3 years for everything to wash out and kind of be a little bit more normal. But he's a good player, and good players usually always find a way to produce.
All right, Bryce.
Good answer.
That was really good. Ken, now just to wrap it up, though, we're going to be talking about this a lot because Harvard and the SportsCage, we're going to be supporting this. Again, just the website, if people are kind of maybe starting to think, this is something that kind of want to take in September 30th. What's the website? Where do people go for more information?
More information, just all the information on our website, hockeyscoutsfoundation.com. We've got all the social media links and all that stuff on there. But for tickets and the main info, just hit events and scroll to the Regina one, and it'll all pop up there for you.
All right. Thanks for doing this, my man, and I'm sure we'll be in touch. Really looking forward to the event.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it. I thought I was coming on the radio. You got me on TV.
You still look good. Hey, you haven't aged. Look at you, 2001. Right on. See you, Bryce. Bryce Thoma. He's like I said, scout with the Detroit Red Wings, but won the Mem Cup here. Colby Armstrong and the Red Deer Rebels, 2001.
Yeah.
It's a great event. Like,
it's going to be a huge event.
September 30th. Like that lineup of listening. I forgot, like Ron DeLorme. It's like, people are like, who's Ron DeLorme? Did that guy beat the brakes off a lot of guys? And then the King brothers, and then Nasty Morale, and Tutu, and Rich Pitt, just Trotche, on and on and on. Yeah, so more information coming. We're going to have it on our socials too. You can always slide in if you want more information. Quick break. It is the Sports Cage. Thanks to everyone who's hitting the like button. Colson's giving me the thumbs up. We need a few more, though. That's how Colson gets his bonus on the likes on the YouTube channel through sportscage.com. And we're always on the home of local sports in Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM. Riders news as expected. Thomas Bertrand-Houdon, Sam Emelis, and Trevon Tate are out. Kadeem Carey's in tomorrow. He's going to play his second game as a rider. Albert Awachi and Noah Zaire also in. 7 p.m. kickoff tomorrow. Western Canadian Baseball League tonight at Curry Field. Swift Currents in town. Red Sox won in Moose Jaw last night. Moose Jaw is playing 2 in Medicine Hat, and Weyburn hosts a first place Saskatoon Berries. Blue Jays, they lost to Chicago yesterday, stopped the winning streak at 10. Day off today. They play the A's tomorrow. I've never said this before in my life, but man, would I like to be in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan today. Calgary, Canada versus Argentina, 8:30 p.m., a must-win at the World Men's Softball Cup in Prince Albert. And NHL news that the Penguins have acquired Matt Dumba.
Yes.
Regina. They've acquired him in a 2028 second-round pick. Vladislav Kolodachuk from Belarus.
Yes.
Going the other way.
Under 100 NHL games going the other way.
Sports ticker for Reliance Heath Water Heater Rentals, keeping you in hot and soft water. Call on Reliance. Hour 2, I am going to get into some of these text messages on people who they think should come to Country Thunder next year.
All right.
On the rock side, keep them coming. Some really good ones coming in. And also, we're going to hear from Marcus Sales and Arash Madani. It's a Sports Cage, streaming at sportscage.com. Welcome back Thursday, yes, for Access Communications. And Sharky's with me, and Sharky's always here for Flooring Superstore, Trent Dickin and his team. Cash and carry prices that can't be beat right now if you're looking to get some flooring work done yourself.
Right now, Sharky's thinking he won the lottery because he's shopping for property in Whitefish, Montana.
Good luck. If you ever want to know where you stand in life, look up property in Montana. Prairie Land Rentals text line is an absolute buzzsaw today with this Country Thunder and the rock and roll. So let's go to a few of these, then we'll get into some Ryder Trevor Harris clips, and then we'll come back. I've got 2 votes now, and I don't mind this one.
Okay.
Creed.
Oh, I'd go see Creed. Yeah.
Next year, in the budget for sure.
Yeah.
Would people go and see Creed on a Friday or Saturday night?
Huey, are you listening? Are you listening right now?
In the Valley, a little. Yeah. We've had a number of texts that This one was from John, the most recent one. Everclear. Yeah, Pollock brought this up. I'm not a big Greg the other day from Piffles. But I'm not a big Everclear fan, but that's another one, like Foo Fighters, like Chili Peppers.
I'd really go see the Foo Fighters. I would change things around to go see the Foo Fighters.
Okay, here's this is a new one. And I don't even know if we got to look up if these guys are alive, Coulson, and if they're touring. I'm serious. With a lot of these, you have to.
Yep.
Dan says, In Excess. They didn't have a big enough catalog to headline.
The lead singer passed away.
Yeah, so they're out. And you don't want to bring in... Journey, with the Filipino fellow, they're really good.
I get it, but...
And I think Journey would do well.
Probably.
Separate ways.
Everybody loves Don't Stop Believing.
I know, but that's why I didn't say that. I went with a different one. Frank also says Green Day. Frank, it's okay. Someone beat you to it. Frank,
it's okay. It's a good choice.
Another Journey. Who was the other one that you said recently?
I like Foo Fighters. Green Day. Creed's good. Guns N' Roses.
We've had Callie in Rosetown. Daniel in the Fort also said Guns N' Roses, which I think would be doable. Rush. Who passed away? The drummer? Who's Neil Peart? He was the drummer, wasn't he?
Neil Peart?
I think he passed away. They were at the Agard home once, about 10 years ago, and I went last minute. The Wolf had some extra tickets. And I'm like, it was one of those things. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of a fan, but I'll never get to see them again. And I love live music. Am I glad I went? That guy has two guitars on one, like soldered together.
Yeah.
What's his name? Geddy
Lee. Yeah.
And I was at this. I'm like, this is it. It's him, a bassist and a drummer.
That's it. And Neil Peart is gone.
He did pass away.
Yeah.
So, and that guy can drum. He can drum with the best of them. Andre in Watrous, love the Creed, GNR, or Kid Rock option.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins. Are they still with us?
I don't know.
You know who's coming to Casino Regina that I heard is really good? They played Saskatoon last year. Now this wouldn't headline a night at Country Thunder, maybe in Troy's tent. The Crash Test Dummies. Super bad.
Maybe in the Flynn tent.
Even though, Simesy. Drew, let's go.
What's that up?
Smashing Pumpkins is still active, according to Wikipedia. In Excess is not.
Say that again?
Smashing Pumpkins, still active, according to Wikipedia, so they could potentially come. In Excess is not. They are no longer active.
Yeah, In Excess. I know one song.
Yeah.
Wasn't it on like
New
Don Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em? Yeah. New Sensation. I'm surprised I've only got one other vote for Sting. Like, do you think of the Police? Saw him in Vegas briefly. Remember his yellow suit. This was a couple years ago with DA. It was good.
I saw him in Saskatoon, and Annie Lennox opened up for him, and she blew him away. Like, she was 10 times better than he was.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't even close. We actually thought of leaving. Yeah, that's where he was.
Yeah, another vote for Rush. Now that we're going down the Rush.
Rush is a good choice.
Also got a text here. You can't spell paradise without PA. And I know that. I have a T-shirt that says that because I said that if I would love to be in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan tonight for that Canada-Argentina game, 8:30 Prime Minister Park, where I lost a fastball provincial final once, and it was, you know how we lost it? They had to come the other way and beat us twice,
and they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Those hurt.
Oh, what a pigeon! Yeah, heartbreak in PA. Many of you have experienced that, I'm sure.
Who hasn't?
Let's get back on the rider track here. Keep the text coming on the Prairie Land Rentals text line.
Love those choices.
Who would you like to see? Yeah. The more votes, the better. And then we'll transfer that over to Troy Volhoff. We're going to talk to him tomorrow. And Trevor Harris is back in the lineup tomorrow, obviously. He's got Kadeem Carey. He's got A.J. Ouellette. No Sam Emelis, though. How is he going to tackle things? Harris talked today just about being the starter again.
Just excited to be back and playing. It's, never fun sitting out, but no matter what role you play, you want to play to the best of your ability and, make sure you demonstrate, leadership is, often just influence, and you want to be able to, handle every situation well. And after the shouting match with the Docs last week, I settled down and, found the role that I was being asked to play, and just glad we were able to get a win, and the guys were great.
I like our chances.
W's are W's, man. You got to get them, right? I like it.
Oh, yeah. Win's a win. And this is for sure a statement game on both sides.
It is. Yep.
And we talked about it earlier. Calgary defense been playing really surprisingly well.
Yeah.
We got to talk to Jock Wilson in hour 3 from QR77 in Calgary. Does the pre and post game. I'm sure he's going to talk about the transition and the new guys in on defense, and Moncrief. Shout out.
Yeah,
so good.
Resurrecting career.
Yeah, and that happens.
Yeah, it does.
That happens, especially in the CFL. Trevor Harris on what the Calgary defense has been doing right.
They do a great job of mixing things up, not knowing where their robbers are coming from. And, they do a great job with, their Sam and free safety in terms of rocking and rolling and playing and expanding flat, low defenders, and they have great pass rushers. And so they do a good job of, being simplistic, but they give different looks every week. So we'll find out what the flavor of the week is and the new looks that they're going to show us early on, and do our best to adjust. But they just do a tremendous job of doing what they do, and often the best defenses do that. They find out what they're really good at, and they get really, really good at it. And as the year goes on, they get even better at it, and they've seen every concept. And so you admire things like that. But it'll be fun tomorrow to go out there and tee it up. We bring a difficult test for them as well, and so it's gonna be a good one. If you're a CFL fan, these are the ones early on in the season. I know it's just week 5, or game 5, but these are the ones you want to see.
And a great night for football.
Do you know what I'll say about this? There's no secrets or surprises within the Canadian Football League. There's enough film on every player and every coach and every structure and everything else out there.
But is there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's the film on AJ and Kadeem both in the backfield?
Okay, maybe not that, but the Riders, it would be odd for them to have a play specific for the two of them to be in there together.
Mark Mueller's a pretty smart guy.
He is.
Might have a few, not just one.
What I'm saying, though, is the general stuff that Calgary's going to run on defense, our offense is going to know, and vice versa. And it's going to be man who beats who. That's what it's going to be.
See, I think scheme. I think this game there could be a lot of scheme and not man on man. Like Trevor Harris talking about what it's going to be like in the huddle when you can substitute Kadeem Carey for AJ Ouellette.
Replace one all-star with another, right? So, we're deep here, running back room, receiver room, O-line room, quarterback room. We're very fortunate that J.O., Kyle, Larry Dean, and Coach Mace have done a great job of putting together the personnel that we have here. And so that's something that you don't hope to test as your depth, but obviously when you do, it's maybe the best insurance policy in the league is Kadeem Carey. I mean, I think that's not a bold statement to say.
He's true. He's right. When you get that kind of depth.
Out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Screenplay.
Yeah.
Out of the backfield.
Another all-star.
Go deep.
Another all-star.
Dink and dunk.
Another all-star.
Pass.
Another all-star.
Draw play.
Yeah.
Pitch out.
And you look at the starting receivers, other than Keyshawn, a lot of those guys didn't start all the games last year, right? Yeah. Rovastelli didn't. Yeah. Picton's played in and out, right? Duncan Busby. Myers, like a lot of them were complete starters all year. We've got Keenan Schaefer-Baker, Sam Amelis, Sean Bain Jr. all on the injured list. So there's some guys getting chances to play, and we're still winning, and we're still putting up big yards, and we're still putting up our opportunities.
Albert Awachi's back in. I don't know him. I've never met him.
Just like the name?
He played last year. I really like him. I like the name too.
So do I.
Albert Awachi. It sounds like a guy that my dad used to go fishing with up north. It does. Who's dad with? Albert Awachi.
He's a Besnard.
He's some Besnard. Dad and Albert out fishing. But yeah, no, Picton.
Yeah.
Myers. Like that guy is.
And
that guy's something special.
And they're getting confidence with this opportunity to play, and they're making plays when they get a chance to get their hands on the ball. That's what's special, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool that we're getting to watch that the growth and the development of those younger guys.
Keyshawn Johnson, Robustelli, Picton, Myers, Duncan Busby is going to be the starters in the receiving core. Mims also there. Don't forget you got Alfred if things get crazy. You got to put him in as well. Harris, on where the offense is right now when you consider that they are leading the league in points per game.
Where we need to be, obviously you wouldn't hope to lose, some of the people that we have with Tate and Peyton Collins and, the preseason with Sean and Phil, and then we're down Shafe and Sam. And so you'd think at that point, it's like, man, we're really decimated. Like the cupboard's bare, we're scraping the barrel, but here we are. Again, we're testing our depth early, and hopefully we get some of those guys back, and we're able to kind of even keep going up a notch. And so we're 4-0, but that doesn't mean anything at this point. This week we're trying to go 1-0, and that's really where we're at right now. Is just reset from where we were. How can we climb and get better? Because I think our best football is for sure in front of us as an offense, at least. I don't think we've played clean games. Our defense has done a good job scoring touchdowns a few games for us and setting us up in good spots. And we just got to make sure that we keep capitalizing on opportunities that we're given and capitalizing with effective execution. And so, not where we need to be, but I think that we've got a ways to go, but we'll get there.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting watch tomorrow night.
Can't wait.
Not Sarah Evans, the Riders stamps. And then
you got tough decisions to make. Sarah Evans football game. Jason Aldean.
You've had to have a big crush on somebody, a female performer back in the day.
Yeah, they're really old now, though.
Pat Benatar, Taylor Dane.
No.
I've always had a crush. Mrs. S knows. Big crush on Sarah Evans.
Diana Krall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And my wife said I might actually be able to pull it off because she married Elvis Costello, and she said if you had a look at him, you might be able to do that.
One of the crazy, not to go sideways here, who was the absolute rocket that married Lyle Lovett for a bit? Julia Roberts?
Julia Roberts. She was going through a rebellious stage there against her parents or something.
It's like the Seinfeld sitcom when Kramer pulls out things. It's like, yeah, right, that wouldn't happen. That happened in real life. It was Lyle Lovett.
And Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
Going, what is this? Somebody fix this.
Okay, this text line, I don't know if there's ever been a hotter text line than who should come to Country Thunder as rock band. The Rush thing took off, but Rush is no longer a band. Somebody just messaged in here. Rick from Victoria. Thanks, Rick. They will not play without Neil. That is, I heard of that.
Yes.
Now that you say that, thanks, Rick. Sam Roberts would be a good Canadian act. I don't think he'd be a headliner though.
No, he could be the second
or third guy. I read this one wrong. Bon Jovi and Foam Lake, but it's Bon Jovi. Kevin from Foam Lake would like to see Bon
Not
Jovi.
the Bon Jovi from Foam Lake.
Bon
That's
Jovi's not
band.
playing though. Like that would be unreal, but he's not playing. And then
are they not playing? Colson, have we looked that up? We verified that
quickly. John and Dysart. Love the town of Dysart. Great rink.
Great
little
burgers.
barn.
Oh, they had the best rink burgers. Oh, they were good.
Great little barn there. He says blow the bank, which I like what he's saying here, and bring in Metallica. The only way that could happen, and you'll hear it tomorrow when I interview Troy Volhofer, he does all the staging still and has for years. His Premier Global, the staging company, for Metallica.
Yes, they do.
He is tight with Metallica.
Yes.
Oh man!
But I know
Metallica rolls into the valley.
I've seen him at the concert we went to in Palm Springs. Unreal.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Live.
Apparently, Bon Jovi's not touring, but is still being available for exclusive shows, intimate shows, which Craven.
So in the backyard, is that what you're saying? If
apparently
20 people
this was
around
a quick
the pool?
Google. I haven't double checked all the
Crash
sources.
Test Dummy style. Superman.
Metallica in the Valley.
Oh man, what's your favorite Favorite Metallica song?
Oh, Enter Sandman.
Really?
Yeah.
Boo.
I like it.
Meh.
Eh.
Overplayed.
Doesn't mean I can't like it.
One.
Yeah.
Or give me Unforgiven or Unforgiven 2.
Yes. Their stage show will blow you away.
Like Nickelback was sick last year.
They were so good.
As the kids say, they slapped.
Is that the new thing?
Oh, my nephew says it. My kids look at me like I'm an absolute pidge when I say it. So it's got to be.
I don't have kids.
But I like that.
No reference.
I like that, John and Dysart. All right, keep them coming. 936-6262, Prairieland Rentals text line. Before we go to break here, we're going to hear Dave Thomas talking about a guy who's going to be key tomorrow. I feel that whole defense is going to be key, not to state the obvious. But here's Dave sitting down with Marcus Sales.
4-0. Coming into game number 5, I think things are rolling well. What about you?
No, I think things are going good too. I feel like our defense is playing with some unity. We got a good test coming up this week with some experience. VA's been playing a good game. They've been running the ball well, so they're going to be able to mix things up a lot. But as long as we're able to play through our rules, we feel like we'll be successful.
Was the bye week a good time or was it a bad time considering the role that you were on?
No, I feel like it's coming at a perfect time. It gave a lot of guys to get healthy. It gave us time to even watch the extra game on them as well. And, I feel like we're prepared. I feel like everybody came back locked in. We had a good week of practice this week, and, we're ready.
Some call this a first-place showdown. Is it, and does it have any more emphasis than anything else?
No. Pretty much they're just our next opponent. We understand the severity of it, and you want to be, going into each week, especially be number one in the West. That's a good thing going into later in the season. But, again, they're our next opponent, and we just got to prepare the same way.
Devon Campbell not in the lineup this week. Does that change anything for you individually?
No. We have guys that can get plugged and play, and, Twan's going to be up here starting this week, and he got a pick last week just off a couple reps. So, we give him a full game. I'm so excited to see what he's going to do because I think he's going to snap. So,
the first few weeks, boundary, field side, it didn't seem to matter. You just stayed where you were. Does that affect you in any way?
No, not really. Like I said, we play our style of defense. We just make sure our rules take care of everything. The boundary, it's a little bit less space to work with. So, but I feel like, with my game, I'm quick on my feet. I'm able to just be decisive with my reads, and I feel like that's helped me out a lot this year. So, at the end of the day, I'm just here to play, help my team.
We hear a lot about scramble rules when it comes to receivers. If you're deep, you come back. If you're short, you go long. What are the scramble rules for a defensive back?
We just got to play sticky. They got a lot of good receivers who are able to make plays, taller receivers as well. You talk about Rhymes and, Tevin and those guys, they're all able to make plays down the field. So, whenever VA does start running, we do got to make sure we play top-down defense, don't give up anything explosive. And if they do catch something short, we'll live to play another down, but at least we're not giving up no touchdowns.
You hear people say it's very important to protect your home turf. How important is it?
No, very important. We don't ever lose at home. We want to have that kind of standard, and for the most part, whenever a team comes here, they're going to hear these fans rolling, and it's going to disrupt their offense. So, if we keep winning here, all the fans are going to keep coming out and supporting us, and that's what we're excited about.
How disruptive are the fans for the defense, though, because you have to go silent count all the time?
Yeah, it's good for both sides. Our fans are going to be loud regardless, but at the same time, when they're coming into our stadium, it's a little bit different feeling when the opponent has to hear it, and they don't know when to do their snap counts and things like that. But at the end of the day, I'm just excited to be out here and play.
Marcus, appreciate it. All the best.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Clutch performance, kind of. Clutch perform tonight in Prince Albert. Canada, Argentina.
And a big one.
World Men's Softball World Cup. Yep. I don't know why they call it fastball or fast pitch, softball, whatever. I love the sport, love the game. 8:30 tonight. It's a must win.
Got to win to advance.
That place will be buzzing. Oh, I love it. So that's tonight, and then I'll have an update for you tomorrow. Colson, you got one?
Yeah, mine's Mitch Marner.
Oh,
yeah, I know, right? Because he left town being Toronto, June 30th, right? The minute he left, the Blue Jays went on their winning streak. So figured it out. That's how they did it. Mitch was just holding everybody back. That's the real answer.
Is that the answer in Toronto? Mitch was the problem for the whole world?
Anybody clutch for you? KFC, the big crunch tomorrow. $4.95 on game days.
I'll pass on the KFC big crunch tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Western pizza, though. Yeah, go for that again.
Our clutch performers for Nick Service in Emerald Park. Your local Massey Ferguson, Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fent dealer. All right, let's get right into it. NASCAR report.
The SportsCage NASCAR Report, where rubbin' is racing, is brought to you by Croft Electric. 27 years of trusted, reliable home, farm, and commercial service for all your electrical needs. Visit croftelectric.com and on all socials.
So it's important to note, with Croft Electric being the sponsor here, that he doesn't just sponsor this event. He actually is a huge fan of NASCAR.
Huge.
Yeah, Colson's got some images from Crofty. There he is with his CKRM hat at the NASCAR race. He's in Chicago. Enjoyed the road race there as well as a Cubs game, concert. Had a big weekend. So Crofty, I hope you had a lot of fun.
He worked out that morning too.
Yeah.
He's got a swole on.
Yeah, he's all buffed up, ready to go to NASCAR. Looking good. But where to start on the news in NASCAR, because there's a lot going on. Chicago street race has only been run for 3 years, was run last weekend. Shane Van Gisbergen, the New Zealander, has won it twice. And his previous win this year was also on a road course that was in Mexico City. So we have to ask, is he the driver to catch on the road street tracks? Although he hasn't done amazing on the ovals or anything like that, but on those road courses, Van Gisbergen's been the guy. We may find out this week as the circuit moves to Sonoma, California, to the Toyota Save Mart 350. Again, another road course, and Van Gisbergen will be a favorite going into there. Other driver, sorry? You had a question.
How does my boy Pennypacker, whatever his name is, do on the road?
Allmendinger?
Allmendinger, yeah.
Allmendinger is also great on the road courses. He's also a road course guy. He finished 6th in Chicago, was right in the mix with Van Gisbergen, was running 1-2 for most of the race. He's another guy I'd easily look at in Sonoma to be one of the leaders. Yeah.
Van Gisbergen.
Yeah. Tyler Reddick was 3rd. Another one of your boys. Pokey's boy. Bowman was 8th. Chase Elliott came from the back and got into the mix, but he finished 16th. This group of 5 is who I would take this weekend at Sonoma to be in the top 10, but don't be scared of Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, or Chase Briscoe. They can all make moves on the road course. The in-season challenge has been a blast to follow, and if someone has an intact bracket, they pick some of the biggest long shots to advance. In round 3, the field of 8, we have the 32nd ranked driver, Ty Dillon, has got through to the field of 8. Tyler Reddick's through. Zane Smith, who's presently 24th in the standings. Eric Jones sits 17th. John Nemechek 20. Ryan Priest 14th.
John Nemechek?
Nemechek.
Isn't he from Waka?
No, that's his cousin,
okay.
Jake. And Ty Gibbs is 19th. So the only one guy in the top 10 went through on the side challenge, right?
Okay.
In fact, none of the race winners from this season are still alive in the challenge. Love what NASCAR's done with the format. 7 races to go before the playoffs. 4 spots are still available. A win guarantees you a spot in the playoffs. So yeah, there's lots to happen in NASCAR.
For Croft Electric, not many sponsors of the program get their pictures on.
No,
if you're a sponsor of the SportsCage, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Send us in your pictures.
Send us your
vacations.
Yeah,
we come
your
back.
Family vacations.
We are going to talk to Arash Madani. It's the Cage, streaming at sportscage.com. Arash, different time today, a little quicker with you, but I understand Colson's telling me that you got a big idea for the NHL.
Yeah, I don't know, Barney, if it's a big idea, but I'm so tired of the same old all the time. We should be getting an NHL schedule soon, right?
Yes.
And I'm hearing about Ryan Reeves taking Mitch Marner out for dinner, and this Marner thing here in Toronto just doesn't go away. So why not on opening night have Vegas come to Toronto as the first game of a doubleheader, and then have Florida go to Edmonton for the second game of the doubleheader instead of the usual Leafs, Habs, and Flames, Oilers. And I think to really kind of get things cooking here in Toronto, you have MLSE, hand out basically drying hair gel for everybody because Marner loves yelling at his teammates with dry hair, telling them to let's get going. Let's turn this into something and get Vegas here on opening night and get the whole building jacked. I think it'd be terrific.
I don't mind that.
It's brilliant. It is. It's really good.
I like it.
But Arash Colson has a stat that I don't know if you heard earlier that might explain what's going on in Toronto. Colson, can you bring Arash up to speed on this?
So, June 30th, the Marner goes to Vegas, right? He leaves Toronto.
Yes.
Blue Jays start winning. Marner was holding everybody back. That's all.
Yes.
There we go.
It's all Mitch Marner's fault.
So my counter to that, though, Colson, is what about Nick Arbuckle?
I'll do some digging.
You do some digging. All right, I like it.
So, okay, let's go to the hottest team in the world that's now on a slide. The Toronto Blue Jays.
A one-game slide.
Man, it's crazy going into the All-Star break what this team's been able to do.
It's like going 10-1 right now on this stretch, including the Yankees along the way, is wild. And Barney, like, this is how quickly fortunes of a franchise can change, is that all of a sudden now we are, whatever it is, 3 weeks minus a day away from the trade deadline. The Blue Jays are in full buy mode. Like, you have to believe that they are going to absolutely go for it leading into the trade deadline. And it's all a byproduct of what's happened over the last 2 weeks. This team has put themselves in a position where if you add another starting pitcher, another reliever, and maybe even one more bat, and it's going to cost you a lot, but who cares? Go for it. You have not had a chance this good since 2016. This is your chance.
It's interesting you say that, because I think back to earlier in the year, like we've stopped talking about Vlad anymore, right? Remember when the big controversy, is he going to sign, right? We've stopped talking about that anymore. And now we're talking about a guy named Chris Bassett, who I don't know is a household name in his own house. So,
right.
Like where did he come from, and how is he suddenly the biggest deal in Toronto?
Well, it's Sharky, this is what's interesting. When you're losing, it's every man for himself, right? But when you start to win and you start to have some success, it's amazing the buy-in you can get. So Bassett's a vet. Bassett played on some terrible Oakland teams, actually a pretty good Oakland team one year. He went to the Mets. He's never won. So the other night, they're on the south side of Chicago, and he's dealing. And then the skies open up, and it's a delay, and then they called the game. So Bassett didn't use all of his bullets. So what ends up happening? After the game, Bassett says, well, we have one more series left before the All-Star break. I'm going to go to Schneider and tell him, hey, man, if you need me for an inning or two out of the bullpen, I'm available because the bullpen's pretty taxed right now. This is what ends up happening. Guys play for we, not me. A starter in July, not October, not even September in the pennant race is saying, hey, if you need me for a couple innings, I'll completely redo my routine. I'll completely lay it on the line just to get a win or two. That's unique. You don't hear that in July. You hear that in September. You hear that in October. You just don't hear that this time of year.
Yeah, if you're winning.
Yeah. Everybody loves winning, right?
Winning solves all your problems. Makes everything better.
John Madden had the best line. Winning is the best deodorant. I think he's bang on.
Let's get to CFL in a second here, but let's talk flag football, Canada's men's team. We talked that I think the next twirl was September Continental Championships in Panama. I'm still open to do play-by-play if that position's open. But something went down last weekend with some of the guys, too.
Yeah, you talk about we, not me. I thought this was awesome, guy, that a bunch of the players on the defensive side of the ball who all live in Quebec, they're on a group chat, etc., and they said, we can't go until September not playing. Why don't we enter this national championship in Montreal? And just some of them, with some of their buddies, went and entered it, and they ended up winning the whole thing. So what's happening now is once they got a taste of winning, they beat the U.S., they beat Japan, they're starting to see, wait a minute, there's an opportunity here in front of us. And yeah, everyone's talking about CFL guys and NFL guys, but if we continue to build chemistry and have some success, we might be able to make some decisions difficult for Lapo and company leading into LA 2028. I love seeing stuff like that, that players taking matters into their own hands to try and make the roster stay on the roster.
I got a question for you based on Lapo and that conversation. What was, and I haven't heard this, so this is why I'm asking this. What were his thoughts or his evaluation of the talent pool that he had when he did this? Was he more than surprised? Was he a little surprised? Was he exuberant? Where was he on the talent pool that he saw in front of him?
I'm actually not sure. I think for a lot of them, though, Sharky, it was the first real learning experience. experience. That was the first time Paul Lapalisse coached flag football. That was the first time he realized exactly what the game was. Like, my biggest takeaway in chatting with him is he realized this is a sport that's about receivers, DBs, and that your pass rusher is probably going to have to be a defensive back with long arms because you only have a 10-man roster. So I think they're all kind of learning together in this mix. And now, like next week, the coaches are actually going to do some meetings and video based on what happened in California a few weeks back. So it's very early in a long process where everyone's figuring the whole thing out.
What is After Panama? Great song by Van Halen, by the way, who should play Country Thunder. But what's after Panama?
I think that's it for 25, and then it moves on to the next round of qualifying in 26.
Exhibition series. Bring the Americans. Bring Mexico. What's another easy flight? UK. Exhibition series.
Brazil.
Let's get on it. And Regina hosts.
I like that.
Indoors.
Yeah, they could do it indoors. We don't have a big enough crowd base for that.
You can make it. You know how big the field is?
No.
Small. It's like 70 by 30 roughly. So you can put stands up on either side, inside. The only thing is soccer here is cuckoo banana. You'd never get a time. You'd have to play at 2 a.m.
But you know what actually would be good is like around Canada Day next year / 4th of July, if you have a 4-day event.
Oh.
You know, if you bring 2 U.S. teams up here, you have a Canadian team and, 1 or 2 others, that could be legit.
Let's get some marketing money together and we put it on.
It's not hard.
Okay, we got to be quick here. We have 2.5 minutes to talk CFL, and tomorrow night, Arash, I think it's a statement game either side.
Well, it's the biggest game the Riders are going to play before Labor Day, and you're going to find out a lot about who and what they are. A couple of thoughts on offense. I think that Mueller is going to continue doing what he's doing. A lot of RPOs, a lot of play action. Take what's in front of you. No need to force the issue, especially as Trevor's coming back. But to me, the bigger question is, Barney, what are they going to do on defense? Right? Stopping the run first and foremost on first down is going to be huge. But will there be zone pressures on second and long? Will this be a situation, especially if you get into a bunch of second and longs, you start dropping 9 in coverage? You try and force Vernon Adams to really have to force it into windows that may or may not be there. I wonder how many zone pressure looks we're going to see from Corey Mason, the Riders, especially in second and long situations.
Yeah, hey, that's what I am really curious to see. You know what? Sorry, backtrack. I'm curious on if VA, if they take away his big play, the big deep play, if he's got the patience to dink and dunk and get the running game going. It's not just him. I get it. It's offensive coordinator.
I think the Vernon Adams of 4 years ago may not have. I think the Vernon Adams of 2025 will. Like he's grown up, man. He's turned into such a mature, smart, professional quarterback.
I know what this game means here in Riderville and what people are talking about. Is Calgary got the same impression, or are they like, no big deal, it's just another Friday, nothing to worry about?
I don't know. I think this has got some juice to it. Like this is the game that carries a little bit of might. Like, July games don't matter that much, Sharky.
They matter.
But when you think about what these matchups are in July and August, this one's got some spice.
Yep.
I agree. And
do we have a line? Where are we at? Do we have a line on this?
Well, what was it? Riders were 5-point favorites?
5 points. The total I saw at 52, I think.
I got my guy's going 53 now.
Ooh, it continues to climb.
I know. I wish I would have hit it at 51. That's me again, sitting on the fence. Big fence guy. Cake. Next week, we're going to talk about you coming into to town in September. So we'll tackle that next week. Have a good weekend. Good watch. If you get bored, come watch Def Leppard Sunday in the Valley on me.
I love it. See you, boys. Have a great time this weekend.
Arash.
Coast to coast with Arash Madani for Brian Golly and Smart Investing Solutions. Yeah, what a game. I can't wait. Let's go to a quick break.
I can't wait either.
And we got to get some of these text messages still coming in on the Prairie Land Rentals text line. It is the Sports Cage, streaming at sportscage.com. Sports Ticker, hour 2. Riders, Stamps tomorrow. Hopefully you got your tickets. It's going to be a dandy. News today, kind of what we knew, though. Thomas Bertrand-Houdon, Sam Emelis, Trevon Tate, they're out. Kadeem Carey is going to be playing his second game as a rider. And Albert Awachi, Noah Zare also in. 7 p.m. kickoff. Western Canadian Baseball League tonight at Curry. Swift Current's in town. Red Sox won last night in the Jaw. Moose Jaw is playing 2 in Medicine Hat today. Weyburn hosts the first place Berries down in Weyburn. Blue Jays are off today after a loss to Chicago. They'll take on the A's tomorrow. Up in Prince Albert, remember, you can't spell paradise without PA. Tonight, must win for Canada, Argentina, 8:30 in the World Men's Softball World Cup. And hockey trade involving some Regina ties. Matt Dumba is going to the Penguins.
For Vladislav Koldachuk.
Yeah, you're close.
Okay.
We're close. Kid from Belarus. Vladdy.
Some kid from Belarus.
Sharky calls him Vladdy.
Yeah.
Hour 2 Sports Ticker is brought to you by Extreme Hockey and Sport, where right now they got the Bauer Flylight gear in, skate sticks, other gear coming soon, whatever your summer sport is. Extreme Hockey, they're local. They have you covered.
Will that make me faster?
It'll give you hair. Your hair will grow back. You'll be buying it. You're there right now.
Donnie, I'm coming in.
Yeah, no, it's good. Kids, get to Brian Raymond. There we go. Brian Raymond.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow's a Rider game.
Yep.
Now, I don't know. We talked about it the other day. If there is a better day than if you got the day off, bringing in the sticks, going out to Flowing Springs, hitting the ball, and then going to watch a heck of a football game tomorrow night.
Absolutely. This is a wonderful idea. And you know what? If you're making it just in time for the game, but you're staying overnight, and maybe the next day, the wife is maybe going shopping, and you're looking for something to do, make sure you bring the sticks, give us a call, and we'll get you on the golf course.
That's a great idea. Brian, I had to cover for you last week. I hope you heard it, and I hope you were happy with the use of the phone number and everything else.
Sharky, you're just the best.
50. Okay.
You're just the best,
All right, appreciate it, Brian. Appreciate it.
Hey, but the other thing, too, there's a lot of people in and around the area, and there's people in the valley. Speaking, some guys want to get away from the wives, or the wives want to get away from the husbands, and they're out at Country Thunder. It's just up the road to come and play.
Well, that's right. We had a few folks in today who are actually here. They were actually from Alberta, and they were here last year. So they brought their sticks back, and they came back and played again. And we may see them again this weekend because, you can't. Maybe you can drink all day, but a lot of folks just want to, they're enjoying the music. Yeah. They come, they camp out, they bring their sticks. Come on down and see us.
Those guys from Berta probably rolled in, big jacked up truck, big diesel.
Yeah. What about a 32-foot fifth wheel?
Run down. You've seen this movie.
Yeah. Run down the specials quick, Brian.
Oh, we got some great specials here. Of course, Monday and Wednesday, women and seniors over 60 for seniors, $39. But every day after 3 o'clock, it's $38. After 6 o'clock, it's $22. And if you only have time for 9 holes, we got a great 9-hole rate, $46.75.
And they can book online, but if you want to go old school, give you a call.
Give us a call at 306-543-5050. Book online at flowingspringsgolf.com.
Am I going to see you at Def Leppard?
No.
We'll talk to you next week, Brian.
All right, take care. Bye now.
Flowing Springs Golf Course, best golf value in the province by far. Hour 3, Glen Suitor is going to be in studio. It is the Sports Cage on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM. Welcome back. Like the big voice said, for Access Communications, and Sharky is with me for Flooring Superstores Regina. You got a flooring mishap, you can go to them. You don't have to go to your contractor.
If you need an upgrade.
Yeah, I have water, fire,
new wife,
dog.
Could be anything.
Whatever your insurance claim is. The 936-6262 Prairie Land Rentals text line, from gardening tools to generators to skid steers, whatever you need to with the owner, 600 Albert Street. Tonight,
melting.
Tonight, 10 p.m., the beer gardens, the Hunter Brothers from Shaunavon, Saskatchewan, out at Country Thunder. Always a good show, performer. And then tomorrow night's Sarah Evans and Jason Aldean. And then Saturday, it's the Tyler Hubbard, who used to be a Florida Georgia Line, and Bailey Zimmerman, who's a crazy performer. And then Sunday night, let's get rock style.
Yep.
Def Leppard. It starts tomorrow. So we've had people on the text line. Who should they bring in next year for a rock performer?
Now,
and I'm just kidding. Hold up, Kai. This somebody messaged. Where's this guy from again here? BC. We got a lot of British Columbia listeners today. This is a joke, but I have to say it because I haven't heard this band's name in probably 25 years. Dinosaur Jr.
Never heard of it till today.
They were in the 90s. I was in high school 90s. Probably on big shiny tunes, some point like that. But that made me laugh. Lots of people, when we said Rush, and then somebody texted in that Rush is not touring anymore. Since Neil passed on.
Yeah.
They're not doing it. But a lot of Rush fans, Bon Jovi is huge, and Coulson found out he's only playing select garden parties, so to speak. But Guns N' Roses,
he might play the beer gardens.
I got a feeling Axl Rose, GNR's got to be in play because budget-wise, I think that would work.
Be close,
or you blow the budget like the one texter said, and bring in
Metallica.
What
a show! Trust me, it is an epic show.
You'd sell out in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Bring in Kiss. No. Sorry.
No.
Georgetta? I don't know. You know what? Kiss. There's a lot of big Kiss fans out there, though. Maybe it's not my cup of tea.
I'd go see him if they were there, but
Sammy Hagar. Oh. Would you go?
Oh, without a doubt, I'd go.
Are you Van Halen, David Lee Roth, or Sammy Hagar?
Sammy Hagar.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar.
Come on.
Yeah. OU812. Nice.
Gary.
By the way, it took me a long time to find that album because I looked for OU8, like an ATE 1-2 instead of the numbers.
Keep him coming, 936-6262. He is here, and he is in studio.
Live.
It's time for Glen Suitor.
Time now for press coverage with CFL and Saskatchewan Rough Rider legend Glen Suitor on the SportsCage. Brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. 781-2090.
Your son, still in a band, and did the Nashville thing and all that. So Trevor just texted in here, fellas, and we know this. Glen, how do I get Glen to be able to see this? Because people that are watching on YouTube want to see him. There we go.
There he is.
Here, you can see here, Glen. Okay. How you look? Metallica, yes. GNR, no, says Trevor. Have you heard Axl Rose sing lately? It's like listening to Mickey Mouse sing. Now, hold on. All the auto-tune and what they can do with these guys, it is next level.
Yep.
Let me hear a hot tip. A lot of these live performers, if you get them in the bath, if you get them in the shower, they ain't sounding like that anymore. It is all fixed up and rigged up.
It's audio adjusted.
Which is okay. I'm okay with that.
So
it's like wrestling. I know it's fake, but it was so good back in the 80s and 90s. I get it. Lip syncing, no. But they don't even need to do that anymore.
No.
With how they can manipulate things.
The soundboard. Yeah.
And I saw Axl Rose a few years ago in Vegas. It was just him at the joint. And he did November Rain, and the piano came above the crowd. It was so good. I'm in. GNR? Guns N' Roses?
Oh, yeah. I would go. I would for sure go. You got to go. I mean, just for the whole history of it all.
Like Def Leppard on Sunday.
Yeah, you got to go. I mean, if you can, if you have a chance, if you have the money, if you can tolerate the amount of beverages, you got to go. The auto-tune thing is amazing now.
Oh.
So just a real quick one. I wrote a little song called Team Time. And I asked my son, he's got his whole studio. It looks a lot like this in his house, in his apartment. Because he does all his own recording. He plays all the instruments. So he'll play piano on it, and then he'll play bass, and then he'll put a song together like that. So
Josh, what's his first name again?
Jared.
Yeah. Good Josh Jared.
Yeah. So I said to him, here, my buddy and I want to come in. We want to actually sing. And if you've heard me around the campfire, you know I'm not a singer. I'll get you going.
What's your go-to?
We could do Friends in Low Places right now. Give me a guitar and we'll do it. But the and it gets everyone in the campfire singing. But I know that, a little flat, little sharp, little flat, little sharp. That's kind of. In fact, one time we were singing around the campfire and my son Jared came over and I said, how was that? That sounded pretty good, right? And he goes,
sorry, I was trying to get a kick here. Okay, so he comes around the campfire.
So he comes around the campfire and he hears the song and we're singing along, all the buddies and everything from our hockey team and their girlfriends, and we're singing along. And I said to him, "What do you think? I mean, it was pretty good, right?" And he goes, "I said we were in key." He said, "Well, I think you should all pick one and all."
And you're all in Aki.
Yeah, you should all pick one and then all try to sing along on that same key because you're all singing your own key. And I thought, okay, so I can't quite hear it. But anyway, we go into his studio. We do this song called Team Time, and that I wrote, and then he auto-tuned the crap out of that thing. And all of a sudden, I thought, can I sing?
Yeah, you can.
No.
Give us a little taste of it.
No. But we get a guitar going, and I'm in. I mean, record it all you want. Let's go. We'll do it.
What did you sing on a guitar a couple weeks ago? Somebody actually texted that in. Sharky, what did they say? Sharky should play the beer gardens next year.
No.
Because you did something. Was it karaoke?
I didn't.
Just a few weeks ago.
No, they wanted me to do it, and I stepped away. You've asked me to do it.
You're soft.
No,
we got to jam one.
I just need a couple more days to warm up. If you don't play for a while, your fingers get soft. You got to keep them. You got to keep them callous. You got to keep them ready to go.
If we ever run into a karaoke bar, the three of us, we're going to do something.
Okay.
Guitar, man. It's got to be a guitar for me. Friends in Low Places. We could do 4 or 5 Garths. We could do some Kenny Chesney.
I've embarrassed myself to Kenny Chesney at a karaoke bar in Las Vegas. I have.
Was it American Kids?
Yeah. I wanted to walk off stage.
I find karaoke tougher because they have their own key.
Yeah.
Not the same as yours.
Not the same as my key, I guess.
You know what a good one to do with, if you can get 4 buddies, libations flowing and all that? The Highwaymen.
Oh,
yes.
And it's actually not that difficult to do.
No, because they couldn't sing either. So, yeah.
We could do the Highwaymen.
Auto-tune.
Yeah.
And my karaoke go-to, by far, I've done it, crisscross jump.
Wow.
Oh,
There's some
you only got to remember like 2 words.
Hold on. You should hear my wife do Ice Ice Baby Vanilla Ice.
I was going to say.
It's unreal.
There's some challenging notes in that one. You can pull it off.
All right.
By the way, there's people right now that have sat around the campfire with me saying, no, you can't sing.
Yeah.
I bet you can. I bet you can.
Don't even let him start the fire. Yeah.
Can Jared come up with, we have no money because we can't even get to Swift Current, but could Jared come up with a SportsCage jingle song?
Well, I'll get him working on it. Sure.
Yeah. I could send him some Saskatchewan beer and maybe some Last Mountain Distillery.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
Get the insight. He's got a studio. He's got a thing. He can
I love it.
What do you want? Well, rock feel or a country feel? Country feel.
Probably country feel.
Yeah.
Both. A hybrid.
Yeah.
Hybrid. I like it.
I might book. I'm on his website right now. I might book a lesson. Yeah. I might book a lesson.
Yeah. By the way, I can have an inside track to the Roxy band in Vancouver if anyone's interested in bringing that. He's lead on the Roxy band. And,
the house band at the Roxy.
And the Roxy is a place where live music all the time.
Yep.
You guys know it. You've seen it before in Vancouver. I went in there as a player and now go in there to watch my son play on stage, which is so bizarre because the same bouncer that was there when I was a player is still there now.
Well, that guy must not be able to bounce much. Is he still bouncing?
What are you trying to say?
You know what I missed, guys, on the YouTube channel here as well. Josh said Journey, which we've had a few Journey with the new, and then Daryl went off on a few here. Theory of a Dead Man. Don't know if they could headline, Daryl.
Yeah.
This band, this next one, they are so good live, but I think they're a little bit too heavy for the Valley. Volbeat.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't know.
They are so good. And then Daryl also said Buck Cherry, Tea Party, Finger 11. A lot of Canadian acts there. That's a lot of big shiny tunes. Daryl definitely has a big shiny tunes
Trooper. Where's
CD
Trooper?
from there.
Are they still alive?
Trooper is probably playing O'Hanlon's tonight. They are here every
second weekend.
Every week. Yeah, it's like, is it Trooper tonight? No, it's April Wine. Oh, okay.
It's 5440.
It's Harlequin. Well, we could go off. This segment's already off the rails, but I love it. Stamps tomorrow night. I just feel it's a statement game for either team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're talking 4-0 versus 3-1. For the Riders to win this game, they have to eliminate Vernon Adams' deep ball. I think two great running backs in Dedrick Mills and AJ. And AJ's leading the league right now in yards rushing per game because you have to do it that way now because there's different number of games with buys and things. So two great running backs, that cancels itself out. I think defenses are both playing very well, so that cancels out. So what's the difference? They got to stop Vernon Adams' deep ball.
How are they going to do that? Are they going to sit back in that zone, deeper zone? They're going to try and get after him?
Well, no. I don't know how they're going to. I do know that with the bye, they've had a lot of time to try to figure that out. Like, in fact, when I talked to Coach Mace, I asked him, how they were self-scouting, and he said, well, what we're doing, we're looking at different packages with 4-man, 5-man, 6-man pressure. We're looking at shoring up our red zone defense. They want to be better in the red zone defense. And he said, if we can get pressure with less numbers, that's what we're looking at, trying to see how good we can be at that. And, obviously that's great. If you can get pressure with 4, you can do so many different things in the back end.
When you say that, take away the deep ball, I think that's actually one of the Riders' strengths is their secondary, right?
Yeah,
From Sales to Milligan, even to Brooks Jr. being in this week, their secondary is as good as anybody's in the league. And there's not a spot back there that I go, that's the weakness we're going to pick on.
No, but you've got a sort of a gunslinger mentality with Vernon Adams. I mean, a guy who he'll take the shot, even if it's Milligan back there. He's going to take the shot. And
which you got to like.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I think it's exciting. And that's one of the reasons, Calgary is so injected with this energy now. They have this leader that just wants to sling it. I mean, the first series of the game against the best team in the West in Winnipeg, they go deep to Clark Barnes, who's not playing in this one tomorrow night, but they go deep to him, touchdown. They're up 7-0, and now Winnipeg's chasing the game.
You mentioned the tape and how the Riders are on a bye week.
Yeah.
That tape on Calgary, did they throw everything, do you think, not everything, but did they show almost everything against the Bombers to pull that one out where the Riders really get a good scout off tape?
Oh, yeah. I think, the playbook evolves as you play different opponents and you make,
as the season goes on.
Yeah, and the season goes on and things like that. But, yeah, I think you right now you're doing everything you can to find a way to win. And the good thing about the Riders right now is they've found 4 different ways to win games. 4 different players. Sam Emelis was game 1. You remember Keyshawn Johnson had the big game 2 in Hamilton. Mario Alford with his massive return in Toronto. And then last week we had the pick 6 by Tavon Campbell. And that was the game-changing, or not last week, the week before, but that was the game-changing play there. So different ways to win. Now the question I have, and here's the other side of the coin, will some of these injuries start to catch up on Saskatchewan? I mean, basically their offensive line, their starting group, Sean McEwen, Gagnon, Trevon Tate.
Isn't that something?
And they're still, they've got a quarterback that reads quickly, gets the ball out of his hands. That helps.
Yep.
But if you're in second and long a ton, it takes a second or two for those guys to get to that first down marker. And that's where you wonder if that will at some point catch up.
It's interesting to me that you pointed out that the front 4 and what they're going to do get after Vernon Adams Jr. The Riders are dressing 16 as defensive linemen or linebackers. Like, to me, that's a big number when you've only got 6 offensive linemen you put on the roster, but you put 16 D-line and linebackers on. That's obviously to keep guys fresh for that purpose.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You got a mobile quarterback. You want to keep him fresh. I mean, it's interesting that the head coach in Saskatchewan is a former D lineman.
all the D linemen play. Everybody's on the roster.
So, it's also when you talk D line and linebackers, the linebackers are good cover guys on the teams. So that's where you can get help on your special teams with the linebackers, extra guys dressed there. But every team now is dressing at least 8, most of the time 9 D linemen. And for that exact reason, keep pressure on the quarterback.
Carey and Ouellette in the backfield. Now, Mark Mueller, and again, you're talking with Sharky earlier, it's like the coaching, whether it's video games or flag football or whatever, it's like you always want to have a wrinkle. You always want to have a B, right? They're not planning for plan B. Maybe do we see more screens? Do we see, maybe more dump offs to the running backs out of the backfield to catch with Kadeem in there? Do you expect them to change much offensively with those two guys back there?
Well, I expect to see a lot of what A.J. Ouellette has been doing well, which is, off tackle and the way he's running the ball. I think they'll stick with that formula.
Violently.
Yeah, exactly. Attacking the line. And yeah. So I think you don't want to go away with something that's working well. But it's interesting that you say that, because I think the most underrated play in pro football is the screen pass. I really do. Because I remember playing against it, and it's like Mike Pringle slips out of the backfield, and Anthony Calvillo waits for the D line to get way past everybody, dumps it to the back, and now us DBs have to 20 yards to close, and you have to brace yourself for a guy like A.J. Ouellette who's going to run over you. It gets tiring. It gets like, I've had enough of this, and honestly.
Mike Sellers, remember?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they would do the doubles, in Edmonton. When he was in Edmonton, they had Lumsden, but you bring in a fullback, Awachi on one side, or AJ and Awachi together, both sides, you can double screen them. And here's the good thing again, the Riders had the bye. The Riders can be creative in the bye. They can look at themselves for the first week, self-scout, and say, you know what? I'm going to start tweaking this. We did this, and it looks the same every time. Now I'm going to look the same, but double screen it with maybe Carey. Now, I don't know how much they'll play at the same time, but we'll see.
I think it's going to be really... And the part that gets missed in this, and I go back to our receiver group, the reason those plays are successful is because our receivers can get into the secondary and give them those blocks that they need. It's not just what they're doing with the ball, it's what they're doing when they don't have the ball.
Yeah, and Corey Mace is... he loves that. I mean, if you're a player for Corey Mace, you do away from the ball the best you can, he will notice it. And that's something as a player you get real excited about, and it starts to build. So that's why they're doing that well. Here's one issue, and Coach Mace brought it up. They're still committing too many penalties. There's too many fouls. And I'll give you the good line. I was going to use it tomorrow, but hey, we'll do it right here. Because Corey Mace gave it to me. I wrote it down. I thought, I'm going to use this in the game.
You can still use it on TV.
Yeah, I'll use it again. Yeah. So act surprised if you're watching TV tomorrow. But Corey Mace said, we're getting too many penalties before we snap the ball. And he goes, getting too many penalties before you snap the ball is like getting fired on your day off.
He's right, though.
I thought.
That's from, Coach Mace, you know where that's from? And he'll know this movie next time I interview him. It's from the movie Friday.
Oh, okay.
Ice Cube. How the hell are you going to get fired on your day off? His dad says it. Ice Cube is like,
well, I wasn't sure where he got it, but I wrote it down and I said, hey Coach, can I use that in the game? He goes, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yes. Not mine anyway.
But he was visibly, in our Zoom call, he was visibly angry about the penalties. Like, he is not going to stand for this forever. Or here's what's going to happen. He didn't say this, but here's what's going to happen. People are going to lose their jobs if they don't stop committing fouls before or after the whistle.
I just feel like we talked about it. I just feel like there's too much respect for him.
Yeah.
The group is the right group.
I agree.
That years past, guys selfish. I just feel that this group is playing for the coaches as well as each other.
I agree.
And I think it's important to recognize those are penalties that you as a player have control over.
That's right.
Right? A technique penalty or a blocking penalty where you're desperately trying to keep somebody off or whatever the case might be, those are different than before and after the whistle.
Yes.
Those are choices.
They're choices. Those are choices, and they're bad choices, and they're.
You sound like we're parenting.
Yeah, well, I know. I actually had one guy. I was saying it on the air on TSN, and I had one guy on Twitter say something like, "Would you quit lecturing me?" And I was like, "No, but it's,
don't make me take off my belt."
It's a selfish decision that you just made.
Yep.
And I get it. Like, honestly, in the heat of the battle, you get punched in the head or whatever it is, and you just want to turn. I mean, we've all played beer league hockey. I mean, how many times you got that cross check and you went, dude, we got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And why would you do that? And then he does it again, and you go, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And then,
spear him.
Yeah, it's something else, right? So, or they run your goalie and no penalty, and you go, okay, I guess we got to run their goalie now.
Not a problem.
You know, so it's a selfish decision. It can be avoided, and it has to be avoided if you want to be a championship team.
Isn't it crazy, though? The Riders have won different ways all season. The other thing, besides just an intriguing matchup that I need this eyeball test to really, am I buying this Calgary stock? But the thing is special teams going to be a factor. I just feel, you know what I mean? Because it's a 5-point spread. We're looking at, and you were like, should I take the 5 points? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just feel 5's too much. 53 now is the over-under. The special teams, it's just been a wacky year a lot around the league.
Well, last week, I should say, we had 2 kickoff returns, $1 million winner, and 2 punt returns in one quarter. Like in the second quarter in Edmonton, there were 2 punt returns for touchdowns. A 97-yarder, a 94-yarder. I mean, that doesn't happen in any other league. It happens in our league quite often.
Yep.
And Mario, we interviewed this week, and he was talking about telling Trevor Harris all the time, I'm going to give you good field position, so don't worry about that.
Let's hope that there's another $1 million winner this week. Back to back.
Yes.
Like a Goocher from Stand By Me. All right. Thanks for walking down and coming in.
I love it.
I know it's a long walk from the coachman, but you made it in. Glen Suitor.
Troopers playing over there.
Parking lot. Glen Suitor in studio, always for Bronco Plumbing and Heating, where professional service is guaranteed. They'll treat you right. You can call them at 781-2090. Time for a break. It is The Cage. We're streaming at sportscage.com and on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM. Riders stamped 7 p.m. Kadeem Carey is going to play his second game as a Rider. Alberto Wachi and Noah Zaire also in. Thomas Bertrand-Houdon, Sam Emelis, Trevon Tate out. Western Canadian Baseball League, 7 p.m. Curry Field. It is the Red Sox hosting Swift Current in Weyburn. They host the first place Berries. Blue Jays off today after a loss in Chicago yesterday. In Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, must-win game for Canada. They take on Argentina at the Men's Softball World Cup, 8:30 p.m. tonight. If you're in the Prince Albert area, it'll be great. And then hockey news, a trade. The Penguins getting Matt Dumba and a 2028 second-round pick from Dallas. That is your ticker in hour 3. For Steelcraft Doors Regina, 40,000 square foot warehouse now open. They have what you need. Made in Western Canada for Western Canada. Thanks to everybody today that just chimed in on the text line.
We had a great text line today.
And the YouTube text line, it hummed. Music and sports radio go hand in hand. There's no doubt about it. I think the overall... See, this came in late, and 3. It's funny. Maybe they're all hanging out together. Jimmy Buffett, didn't he pass away?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he cannot come next year to Country Thunder.
Yeah, you're going to have to meet him at a different venue. Yeah.
But I think the winner would be Rush, which they're not touring.
They're not touring.
Bon Jovi was
Again,
big. GNR's
good.
Axl, and of course Metallica.
And the below the budget Metallica. But if anybody could pull it off,
Troy Volha.
He could do it.
Who I'll talk to tomorrow on the show. You're done now. You're out.
Thank
for
you.
Flooring Superstores. Sharky's always in. You got an insurance claim. You buy your flooring where you want to buy your flooring. 20 years experience, Trent Dickin and the staff at Flooring Superstore.
You got to go see what they got. It's amazing. The stuff they got in there is fantastic.
I've been in there.
Oh, I know.
Cash and carry guy.
I'm scared to get my wife in there.
Well, you go to Def Leppard and let her go shopping, like you said.
Not going to happen. Yeah.
We're going to talk more stamps and riders with the pre- and post-game host on QR77 in Calgary, Jock Wilson, and we're going to talk some rodeo coming up. It is a Sports Cage, streaming at sportscage.com on the home of the Riders, 620 CKRM. Welcome back to the Sports Cage here. If you're watching the stream at sportscage.com, thanks for hammering that like button. Tomorrow, Stamps Riders, Mosaic Stadium. Joining us now on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Perfect pizza, generous amount of toppings. It's an awesome night for Western Pizza, or the Greek favorites you like, souvlaki salad, lasagna. From QR77 Sports, he does the pre- and post-game show for the Calgary Stampeders, Jock Wilson. All right, Jock, thanks for taking some time today. Let's put the Riders and Stamps on the shelf for a second here. Let's talk Calgary Stampede. I'm trying to go through who's doing what's going on. There's some Sasky competitors doing a heck of a job. How do you wrap up what's gone on so far at the Calgary Stampede when it comes to the rodeo?
Listen, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell the Calgary Stampede is. It's the greatest outdoor show on earth, but it has turned into more of a music festival, a party festival with the rodeo and, of course, the chuck wagons, and you got the agricultural component. We had 190,000 people go through the gates on Tuesday. That is ridiculous. It's way too many people, not for me. But I must admit, Barney, I do love a little rodeo. I do love a little chucks. Not every single day. It's not my cup of tea every single day. But I will go take in an afternoon rodeo session. I will take in the chucks, once a year during the Calgary Stampede, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good entertainment. I'll be honest with you. I've been watching a lot of Sportsnet with the Chucks because there's not a lot of other sport going on. We got hockey, we got on hiatus. The Blue Jays are doing well. We got football we're going to talking about, but no, I do watch the Chucks on Sportsnet, and it's interesting because you got Chance Vegan. He is the king right now when it comes to the Rangeland Derby. Jamie Laboucaine, he is right on Chance's heels, and then those guys are set. They're set in stone. And then it's the battle for the third spot. And the third spot gets you in the dash for cash on Sunday night. Is it going to be Ray Croteau Jr.? Is it going to be Lorgan Ghost? Is it going to be Gorst, excuse me? Is it going to be Aubrey Montewillow? Is it going to be Chad Fike? Is it going to be Jason Glass? Flip a coin because, there's only like a second and a half separating, those five competitors right now, and there's still a couple of nights left before we get to the dash for cash. But here's the deal. We're on the home stretch because it is now day 7 of the Calgary Stampede, and on behalf of so many Calgarians, I will say, thank God it's almost over.
Yeah, no, it's I've only been once. It is such a battle. So do you feel this year that you mentioned the number that came in on Tuesday? Do you feel this year they're gonna blow the attendance out of the water, and if so, why?
That's a great question. And, I think it has something to do with what's going on politically. People aren't traveling to the States anymore, so they're keeping it in Canada. So you're seeing a lot of Canadian visitors, exploring. You're seeing a lot of visitors from Europe. And, hey, our Canadian dollar is still so weak against the American dollar. Lots of Americans are coming in to enjoy it as well. We saw a dip, obviously, during COVID, and, it wasn't very well attended. But people have a little bit of disposable income, and they want to get out. They want to have some fun. But I will warn you, if you're coming to the Calgary Stampede, bring some cash because it's not. You can take advantage of some of the cheap days. Like on Tuesday it was Seniors Day. Everybody who was a senior, 60 or over, you got in for free. Also, any military personnel got in for free. So those numbers are skewed a little bit. So you have to look for the bargains, look for the free breakfast, all that kind of stuff. But if you're going to the party tents, if you're going to be spending money on the midway, if you're going to be eating any food in the midway, bring your credit card because it's going to cost you some cash. I'm going
to dispute you on the not going south because we went down to Whitefish about a week and a half ago now. We crossed south of Cardston there, that lineup to get into the good old US of A. Okay. I was like, hey, where's all these elbow up people? I want to fly through here. It wasn't the case, buddy. No, and then just looking like tonight. Okay, so tonight, the one thing I want to ask you, because I'm kind of dense on this, like I said, I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he goes, "Oh, rangeland," and I'm like, "Rangeland? Like, what happened to chuck wagons?" He's like, "It's the same thing, dummy." And I'm like, okay. But I look at tonight, because I know from Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan, former NHLer and then brother of NHLer, Dwight King, DJ King, is going tonight, and also from Saskatchewan as well. From up north a bit, Kurt Bensmiller. So it says day 10 barrel draw. Like, what does barrel draw mean, Jock?
Well, they've got a situation where, and the Rangeland GMC Derby used to be so much better when there were 4 wagons on the track, and, there was true stoves that they had to put into the wagons, and they had 4 outriders. I get it from a safety perspective. They've shortened the field to just, 3 wagons. They have the first barrel, the second barrel, the third barrel. There's only 2 outriders. It's not nearly as exciting as it used to be. It may be a little more safer, and I think, some of the animal rights activists probably appreciate that, from that standpoint.
Yeah.
But hey, it's still part of the history of the Calgary Stampede. You talk about DJ King. DJ King, his sponsor is Valentine Volvo, and being the former NHLer, I think there was a lot of excitement around him. He's going to win the Rookie of the Year award because he's the only rookie competing this year. So that's I don't think he ever won the Rookie of the Year award in the National Hockey League. I might have to double check that. But he's had an okay Stampede. I think he's sitting 21st overall in the aggregate standings right now. The Bensmiller family, geez, what can you say about the Bensmiller family? They've been around for forever, and whether it's Kirk, or I think it's also there's another Chance. I think there's 5 chances in the Rangeland Derby. So if you have a son and you're a rodeo cowboy, you name them Chance, and they have a good chance to take part in the Rangeland Derby.
There we go. Yeah, the animal rights activists for sure. I know those people weren't in line to get down to the USA. I can almost guarantee it. All right, let's shift to the CFL and your stamps. You do the pre and post for the Calgary Stampeders at Mosaic tomorrow night to take on the Riders. Is that game last week? Luke Mullender, he said no, Barney. Stamps are for real. Arash Madani, a little bit on the fence. I've been talking to guys. I think this is the game that either the stamps are a fugazi or I'm really going to start buying stamp stock on how they perform Friday night. What do you take? What's your take on the game going in?
Listen, the Calgary Stampeders were a crappy football club the last couple of seasons. They snuck into the playoffs in 2023, didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, but Edmonton was really, really bad. Last year, they were the worst team in the league. DFL, as the kids say, dead freaking last. It wasn't good enough. So, the Calgary Stampeders didn't just do a reset. They blew it up, and they have rebuilt this team, and I think that is where the concern was at the start of the season, because there were 12 new starters on the defensive side of the ball, and even me, I'm sitting there. Okay, I may be a little biased because I do the Calgary Stampeders pre and post game show. I'm looking at the defense. I'm going, is this defense going to be good enough? This defense couldn't stop the run last year. How are they going to stop the run this year? But they have been a real pleasant surprise. Now, you throw out the Ottawa game because that was a bad weather game, and, of course, they lost their middle linebacker. That was a blow for the organization. That's why they went out and, they picked up Kyle Wilson from the Hamilton Tiger Cats. They signed, obviously Adam Bighill, who's not quite healthy, ready to go yet. But, they've solidified that middle linebacker position. The front four has been very good. Not getting a lot of sacks, but they have been able to close the door on the running game and the secondary. And you know what? It's probably a former Saskatchewan Rough Rider, a guy that really, has embraced himself in that Regina community, and that's Derek Moncrief. You know he's a good dude, and he's your Sam linebacker / DB. He has been one of the leaders back there, as well as Damon Webb. So it's a young secondary, but they've got that veteran presence with Damon Webb and Derek Moncrief, and right now they're the best defense in the Canadian Football League. And again, it's very, very early in the situation, but they're only averaging giving up like like 20 points a game. So if that trend continues, you've got an offense led by Vernon Adams, and there's been lots of excitement around big play VA because, he does like to throw it up for those 50-50 balls. I think he's second in the league in big plays this year in the Canadian Football League. So there is some excitement, even though some injuries, just like, Saskatchewan has. This team has proven that they can beat some of the best. They knocked off the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, totally took the Bombers out of their game. And a lot of people are thinking, this Saskatchewan team could be vulnerable. I look at the lineup. I see a really, really good defense in Saskatchewan. I see a few injuries on the offensive side of the ball. Not having Sean Bain hurts, not having Sam Emelis hurts. Hurts. From that perspective. Kean Schaefer Baker. So if the Calgary Stampeders can hold A.J. Ouellette to less than 100 yards, I would make a bold prediction, and here I am saying this on Regina Radio. I would say the Stampeders beat the Saskatchewan Roughriders tomorrow night. But again, holding A.J. Ouellette to less than 100 yards is not an easy task.
You might have to hold A.J. or Kadeem Carey, who's going to be in the lineup to under 100.
Do you think Kadeem's going to play that much?
That's the thing, right? Hey, I've coached football for a long time. I played football. That's the one thing I always love in football. It's like, let them prepare for A, we're going to throw them B, right? That whole chess game a little bit. We'll see. The one thing that I'm curious to see, Jock, is big play VA. Does Dickinson just let him air it out? You know what? Let's, especially early, let's test this Rider secondary. Tavon Campbell not going to be playing. Do they just let him go? Because the one thing that teams have done against the Riders for the most part this year is kind of picked apart that soft zone to an extent. I'm really curious how Dickinson attacks it.
Yeah, I would say, Dave Dickinson and whether it's himself or Pat Delmonico is doing most of the play calling this year. They do try to establish the run, and they've got a very good running back themselves in Dietrich Mills. So I still think that's going to be a big part of the game plan. Ultimately, if you don't have big success on first down yardage, then who is going to be your second down conversion guy? Reggie Bagleton is hurt, probably done for the season. The Stampeders do have some big targets, and they selected Damian Alford first overall. He's like 6'6". He's got the huge wingspan. He can go up and get the ball. Scored his first ever touchdown against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Going to make his first ever CFL start, this weekend because Clark Barnes is out with an injury. So that is going to be interesting. Tevin Jones, who was picked up from Edmonton last year, he has been very, very good on some of those big plays as well. You still have Jalen Philpott. Jalen Philpott is another great weapon. And Dominic Rhymes hasn't done much offensively this year, but I still believe that chemistry is building with VA. VA, hey, his nickname is Big Play for a reason. He's going to throw it up for those 50-50 balls, and as long as he doesn't make the mistakes, and he knows if he makes the mistakes and all of a sudden there's 2 or 3 interceptions going for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Stamps aren't going to win the game. So I do think that's going to be interesting, but no, I think you'll see a little bit of the run game obviously thrown in with some of those big plays that VA certainly likes to get involved in.
All right, Jock, and last one for you here as we wrap it up. If anyone's going to the last few days of the Stampede here, where should they be going if they're looking for some value? Maybe some cheap pints and some cheap food. Where's the go-to?
I'm not sure there is a cheap pint in the city of Calgary right now. Hey, listen, if you're there for the rodeo, if you're there, for the chuck wagons, you obviously go down to the grounds. If you're there for the music festival, the party tents, depending on your age demographic, there's Badlands, there's the Cowboys tent, there you name it. There's like 5 or 6 party tents that are certainly rocking and rolling. They had Oxford Stomp yesterday. My wife was rocking out to Pat Benatar. Like, she's in her 70s, for goodness sakes. And she was rocking out, and Tom Cochran was there as well. Listen, as I said earlier, there's not a lot of bargains because everything is expensive, but there is something, no matter if you're young or if you're old, you can always find some excitement at the Calgary Stampede.
Always a pleasure. It's going to be an interesting watch tomorrow. I'm sure you'll be glued to the TV. Stamps and Riders. Jock, it's always a pleasure. Let's do this again soon.
Anytime. Let's see what happens tomorrow night because I do think it's going to be a hell of a game. First place on the line, and you probably know this, the Stampeders are 7-1 in the regular season at that beautiful Mosaic Stadium. What are they? 10-1 in their last 11 visits to Saskatchewan. So for whatever reason, the Stampeders love playing in Regina.
Yes, very aware of the stats. Thanks again to Jock Wilson for joining us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Stamps Riders tomorrow night. He has the pre- and post-game show on QR77. That's it for the Sports Cage today. Thanks to Sharky for stopping by. Sharky is brought to you by Flooring Superstore. If you got an insurance claim, you can go to them. You don't have to go where your contractor he wants you to go. You can go to see the folks, Trent Dickin and his team, over 20 years of experience in the game at Flooring Superstore in Regina. I'm back tomorrow, a quick one. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're going to the Hunter Brothers tonight out at Country Thunder, stay safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow.